Continuing this technology series that shows my adapted computer setup, I will go in depth how I use the mouse with mouse keys. I'll explain what mouse keys are, how to activate them, which keys do what, and I'll tell you the story about how I discovered mouse keys.
Include in this video the funny picture of John sleeping in his wheelchair with his mouth wide open.
Since my hand clicks on whatever the CP tells it to click on, I had to find another way to use the mouse and eliminate the CP so these type of embarrassing moments won't occur. Every once in a while, the CP opens a file at the wrong time and my heart rate goes way up. Mouse keys is a built-in accessible feature that the common operating systems such as Mac OS and Windows have. The technology lets users to configure their computer so that they can operate the mouse with the number pad of the keyboard. Any functionality of the mouse can work through the number pad when mouse keys are activated. Before I show how to do that, let me tell you how it felt when I learned that mouse keys were a thing. Prior to discovering mouse keys, I had to use a scanner a lot like this one. This particular one is another accessible feature built into Mac OS that is called switch control. As we can see, all of the icons have to be scanned before we can get to the last one. So if I wanted to move the cursor down, I would need to go through all the icons if the down arrow was the last icon. Opening files took forever. The cursor took so long just to get to the folder of files that my operating system version practically became outdated during the process. After I learned about mouse keys and began using them, I felt like a whole new world opened up for me. I could do things much faster and I felt a new independence. Now let's learn how to activate mouse keys.
I'm on a Mac.
So I will be showing you in Mac OS. The first thing is to go to System Settings and then go to Accessibility. Then we want to scroll down to where we see Pointer Control. Once we are in the Pointer Control settings, we want to toggle mouse keys on right here. We now can control the cursor with the number pad of the keyboard. We also have the option to set the speed of the cursor when we move it. Those settings are right here. As for which keys do what, there are 8 directions that we can move the cursor in. Number 8 on the number pad moves the cursor up. The number 2 moves the cursor down. We hold down the number 6 to move the cursor to the right. To move the cursor to the left, we want to hold down the number 4. The number 7 moves the cursor up and left. The number 3 moves the cursor down and left. 9 moves it up and right, and 1 moves it down and left. For the mouse buttons, 5 is going to be how we are going to click. Pressing the 5 key twice is how you would double click. If we want to hold down the button for dragging and dropping files, all we do is push the 0 key. Pressing either the period key on the number pad or the number 5 will release the button. Lastly, Control and the 5 number pad key is right-clicking. My discovery of mouse keys occurred in 2007 when I came to the conclusion that the scanning wasn't working for me anymore. I just had a feeling intuitively that there was a more efficient way for me to run the computer, and I was determined to find it. But I knew it was going to be a challenge even to rest my hand on the mouse due to the involuntary movement. I didn't care though because I made up my mind that I was going to get rid of the scan technology and run the computer more efficiently. At the time, I was just thinking about using the keyboard for typing. I started to look at the keyboard like I could use it, and I tried to use it here and there. It was so hard for me that I went back to using the scanner to run the computer. This was way before I had a good working knowledge about the built-in accessible features that operating systems had. So I asked my sister Tracy to help me to find a way to use the keyboard. Tracy came over the house to install some software to help me to type. I had a Windows computer at the time, and we discovered that there were accessible features that were built in Windows for typing. So I wanted to see if there were accessible features for the mouse, and there were called mouse keys. Tune into the next video of this series to find out what accessible features I use for typing. Also, I will say what software Tracy and I installed, and I still use it to this day. Speaking of typing, the first part of this tech series went into detail about my keyboards. I explained the importance of my keyboards, why I use 2 keyboards, and more. If you haven't seen it yet, it's right here.
And I will see you next time.